Selling nudes isn't female empowerment. First, I don't care if you sell nudes, but I have a problem calling it female empowerment. You are not doing this for a greater cause, you just want easy money without somebody judging you for it. And to be honest, I judge too. I would never date a girl posting nudes of herself on the internet. Also, calling it female empowerment is very disrespectful to all the people in the world who fight for real issues like the lack of girls' education rights. Just because you are getting called a whore for your OnlyFans doesn't mean you're the next Malala Yousafzai. I think everyone here has some great points for and against this opinion. I'd like to share an anecdote from my friend who used sites like Seeking Arrangement, which is basically rich dudes paying beautiful young women for their company and sometimes escort activities. At first, when we were early 20s, she felt it was empowering, and hell, her rent in London was constantly paid, and she took me out to mega fancy restaurants and we'd discuss how making money out of men was liberating and celebrated that freedom. Now we're hitting 30, and she has now spoke of her regret, and how it has left her feeling ashamed and hollow. She's not sure why, but she feels very differently about the whole thing now and is trying to forget. It is different to selling images totally, but maybe it's close enough. I honestly feel a bit guilty for encouraging her and saying it was empowering because I was following the discourse of one branch of feminism. It's one person's experience, but it has changed the way I see this sort of business. No judgment for those who do, but it has made me think twice about doing it all myself and left me wondering if there is a wider psychological impact down the line. It's really funny how the whole sexual liberation movement has become over-sexualization in a lot of cases. The complete opposite of what everyone was trying to do, I feel. Now we just have more narcissists thinking they are porn stars because they have an OnlyFans, porn addiction in many people who don't even think they have a problem, and overall a social climate where hookup culture and cheating is all too common, even encouraged. Not to mention all the normalization of degenerate kinks and fetishes. True female empowerment is being able to say no. Don't want to marry a guy just because your parents want you to? Don't want to have sex with someone right now? Don't want to give your boss a blowjob to get a promotion? A lot of women and girls in the world still can't say no and have their decision respected. More or less prostitution, guy likes to see naked ladies, buys nudes, hot girl likes money, sells nudes. As long as both parties agree, I'm good with it, much like prostitution. Is money equals power a lie now? The problem with selling nudes or anything sex, is that when you put a price on it, you are actually devaluing it as a whole. If you choose to provide a service with something that can be considered natural and only done in a relationship, you are essentially reducing its value. It doesn't matter what money you are getting. High supply means little demand. That's how market works. It is because there is high demand that things like this sell, and if you see the need to consider something like that as a service, you have objectified it, and since it relates to the body, then you objectify yourself. This applies to both sexes. If you see this as empowerment, then no issues there, but remember that it's the person who bought that gets to state the terms, and that in his own is objectification, and that leads to more objectification. Objectification comes when something you don't have is now something you can easily get. The problem is that some people seem to consider lowering of standards as empowering, and am fine with that. It's your life, your choice. If you feel empowered, good for you. I can't wait to post this to r/watch Reddit in the morning. There is always a supply for demand. Okay, but when some chick did it to save Australia from its fires, that was pretty empowering and swag. I've always found female empowerment to be the exact opposite of what the mainstream says it is. Female empowerment is owning your body and not letting it be a cheap commodity for people to buy. It is being judged by your intellectual abilities and skills without the negative influence of being ogled by men. How is it female empowerment to be entirely dependent on random men being able to see all that you have? It's just another form of prostitution, though they will never admit that. Guess what? It's natural for people, men or women, to have thoughts about the opposite sex when overly exposed to them, so it's up to yourself to limit this. You can't demand men stop looking at you like an object if all you do is look like one. It shows a lack of self-respect. People have lost their standards. Female empowerment is being proud of who you are and what you are able to do, not what you look like. The latter is only shallow. Empowerment is subjective to one's goals. For some women it might be empowering, who cares? But let's be real here, this is basically their job and there's nothing wrong with working and getting paid and feeling empowered from it. Okay, but consider this, the definition of the word empowerment literally means that an individual has more power to do whatever they want, in this case with their body. So yes, if a woman wants to sell her nudes, that's her decision, and by doing so she empowers herself. She can also be empowered by other people who aren't judging her for her decision. Which means that selling nudes is female empowerment, and so is wearing a burqa, and so is not shaving your legs or whatever. The only thing that's not female empowerment is your post. Edit. Obviously there are different problems for women in the first and third world. But that doesn't mean there aren't any issues in the first world. How can this be unpopular? Selling nudes. How quaint of you to assume it's something only females do. Wait for OnlyFans people to complain about their images being all over the internet later on in life. You may have sold it to an individual, but the images belong to the internet and the world. I just hope the actions made now continue to make them feel empowered and such in the future, otherwise. Female empowerment is choice. If someone consents to it and finds their own power in selling pictures of their body, why not? It's not a choice I personally want for myself, but no judgment to anyone that does. Besides, making mad money in exchange for photos of an unclothed flesh prison? Sounds cushy.